WWE Royal Rumble 2025 is in the books. A lot happened. Lots happening afterwards. The road to WrestleMania has begun. We are going to talk about all of it. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I'm your host, Comic Book Bob. Joined as always by my good friend, Hollywood Frank.
Right back at you. Let's do this, baby.
Yep. You can catch us here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about all the news and wrestling. You can also follow us on social media, scroll below and in the description. And yeah, interesting, at the very least, interesting Royal Rumble this year.
Yes.
Better than last year's, I think, is a pretty easy one to say. Oh my God, here we go.
He's here.
Oh my God.
Who's Johnny?
Dude, what the freaking hell?
Well, those are the only two reasons I have to watch Dynamite recently. So don't blame me.
That's a couple good reasons. Okay.
Hey, I ain't mad at you, man. I ain't mad at you, brother. How you doing?
Much better than before, I hope.
Yeah. Things working out a little bit better down there right now.
The ring gave out a little. Sun is out again.
Is everything
again,
on fire now?
Not yet.
You just seem to move from one extreme to the other down there.
Yes,
it's either I'm waiting for like the next time you report in. It's going to be a freaking ice age.
Apparently, some people thought I was kidding when I said there were alligators swimming on the streets. No, there were alligators swimming on the streets.
I saw someone actually showed me a video of that shit, and I was like, "That's gotta be freaking fake, man." And I'm like, "Oh my freaking God, I couldn't live down there, man."
Hey, man.
You sell my ticket on that crap.
Hey, dinner coming right to your house. Okay, you don't even have to order. Just
more like someone coming to claim you for dinner, man. That was messed up. But did you watch the Rumble, Johnny?
I did. Some people mad at some people. Some people mad at the winners.
Yeah, it's, you know what, it wasn't what I expected, but you know what? Looking at it, I can understand why they did it, and like I said, we'll talk about it some more. But I can see the pluses and minuses of it. But real quick here before we get into all that, just waiting for everybody to come in here. The Big Daddy was first. Says, "Hey yo, Big Bob in Hollywood. Where's Johnny?" There's Johnny. What's up, Big Daddy?
Hey, yo.
Guys, check out Big Daddy over on his YouTube channel. He had some really cool stuff on this week. A lot of classic videos giving that insight, man. The original learning tree description is in the link is in the chat. Go check him out. We were talking about Dr. Death Steve Williams the other day. Freaking one of my all-time favorites, man. And a dude, like, I actually talked about this, man. He did a feat of strength one time that I was just like, how the freaking hell did this guy even manage to do that? Freaking military press and Bam Bam Terry Gordy. I thought it was 5 or 6 times. It was actually 7. It was and literally gorilla pressing a 300. I think it was 318 pounds at the time. 318-pound dude over his head like this 7 times. Dr. Death was a beast.
Come on, Rob. You know you can do that.
Yeah. With my busted up friggin' reconstructed shoulder, dude, I'm lucky I can lift my arm over my head. But appreciate you being here, Big Daddy. Leg kick. Hail the Wrestling Council. Hail leg kick. Appreciate you being here, man. Maldacito, sup? What's up, Maldacito?
Sup?
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 Hello.
What's up?
What's up? Appreciate you being here, man. If you're driving home, dude, be careful, brother. And people will slowly, hopefully more and more people will be slowly trickling in here. We had a good turnout for the Rumble, man. We had quite a few people watching, and it was a lot of fun. It was obviously a little bit faster than it was before. And it was 4.5 hours. Still a decent sized pay per view. But
and probably the last time it'll be on one day.
Yeah, man, I get it. I get going to 2 days. I get going to 2 days from for WrestleMania. I'm not on board with going 2 days for the Big Four, especially the Rumble, man. I just don't think so. I don't like it. I don't like it. Couldn't take a punch from Bart Gunn though. Yeah, dude, Bart Gunn was a legit fighter though, man. Like he was a golden. I think he was Golden Gloves, wasn't he?
Yeah, Steve Williams got knocked the fuck out.
Everyone got knocked out, and that's the thing. You actually look into that story. By the way, we're talking about Vince Russo's genius idea, the brawl for it all.
That's gonna be up there with the worst of them all.
That's up there for one of the stupidest ideas ever, man. I agree with Cornette on that. But Bart's like, you really want us to fight? He's like, because the thing is he actually knows how to box.
Yep.
So he got in there, and I guess they were pushing for John Layfield to win that, and John Bradshaw Layfield to win that, and he was like, I'm gonna knock that dude out, man. And Bradshaw was talking all kinds of crap, and he got in there, and Bart just beat the snot out of him. But yeah, brilliant idea. Have these guys, most of whom don't actually know how to really fight outside of a street fight, and put them in a fight, you dumbass. But it is what it is. Before we get into that, though, by the way, last week I got the numbering wrong. I put it down as episode 155. It was actually 154. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that. It's 155 this week. So it's this guy. But we're going to do our favorite segment, a little something we call. Frank, what you got, brother?
We're expecting to go first again this week. All right.
I'm sorry, man. That was my mistake. But we got to do it. We got to fix it.
It's all right. You get it right. Mistakes happen. We're good. No big deal. Like we alluded to before, Royal Rumble. Saturday. I'm sorry, Saturday. My days mixed up. I think the women's match was better than last year. We alluded to that. But some good stuff, some bad stuff from the pay-per-view. The good, it can go a couple different ways. But I'll go with the world title match between Cody Rhodes and KO, Kevin Owens.
It was good.
Ladder match, man. Some of those spots, that back body drop, or I think it was a body drop, whatever he did to Kevin Owens in the ring.
Yeah. Oh, under the point of the ladder.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Damn. Like, I know when you're coming down, you brace yourself with your legs, but there is no room for KO to brace himself. He just took the whole brunt of the corner of that ladder on his back, lower back. Give him a hell of a lot of credit for that.
Dude, I tell you what, man, I don't ever want to hear anybody question that guy's toughness. Good God. That was insane.
Then the end of it, the Alabama slam off the announcer through the ladder.
Yeah. That was one of the best matches I've seen Cody have since he went to WWE. Steve wasn't in his arena. Williams actually went 1 and 2 at AMG. Oh yeah, I know. Williams. He was a legit. Like if this was, the thing was, it was boxing. If it was MMA, it would have been a totally different story. But that's not what it was. So. And that's basically what happened there. So,
yeah, but we knew that KO wasn't beating Cody Rhodes.
No,
Cody Rhodes going to WrestleMania as your champion. He's what helps put butts in the seats. Nothing against KO, but they don't want to see KO at WrestleMania in the main event. People want to see Cody Rhodes in the main event.
Yeah, and to be fair, man, the work that they've done with this, it was great. You know,
Yeah.
KO's one of those guys, man. He can work with anybody. He's so creative at what he does, and even like what they did on Raw, where it's like we're gonna get what, like the 5th or 6th time it's him versus Sammy.
Yeah.
You know, initially it's like, really, we're gonna do this again? But you think about it, every time that they've done it, man, the match has been freaking fantastic.
No, those
So-
guys have a long history together. KO
Yeah.
and Sammy.
So yeah, it's the eternal frenemy storyline. So is it going to be, you know, a pay-per-view main event? No.
No.
But is it going to be good? Yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah, I mean, they'll have the WrestleMania match.
Yeah, Montecito got ahead. He said the return of Roosh. That was pretty cool. I like that. The bad Knight wanted to get his spots in the Rumble. What the F? It's a Rumble. Getting it out in the ugly Andrade Charlotte divorce. Yeah, that's real unfortunate, man.
Yeah, and my bad was the for the good with KO and Cody Rhodes. The bad was the Motor City Machine Guns match
DIY.
Versus DIY.
DIY.
You didn't need the outside interference from Angelo and Dawkins. It just it seemed like a rushed, lackluster 2 out of 3 falls match, especially when the fact that you've got so much filler they went through with ads and this and that and that and that. Like
between that match and the world title match, there was 18 minutes of filler. You're telling me you couldn't have given another 8 minutes to that match? Another 10 minutes to that match? You know, it's another 5 minutes to that match. It was such a letdown.
Yeah, and you know, we both picked DIY to win, but Motor City Machine Guns deserved much better than what and they're much better than you saw them at Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I was really hoping that like this would be an example of a resurgence in the WWE tag team scene, because you've got legit 2 of the best tag teams in the world right there between DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns, and they got 14 minutes.
Maybe when Ray Phoenix gets his freedom.
Dude, it's they take steps to shore up and improve the WWE's tag team scene, but then they do stuff like this. They don't give them a chance to shine, and I don't understand it. So
yeah, and my ugly is I'm going good and bad with WWE. Let's hit on AEW for Dynamite. It really wasn't that good.
No, it wasn't. Dynamite. The last 2 Dynamites have been pretty weak.
The part with Jeff Jarrett versus Claudio and the running,
it's a nothing feud.
Yeah,
it really is. It's like MJF is your top heel. He's your top heel. Why are you having him in a program? And here's the thing. I like Jeff Jarrett. I respect what the guy's done. Okay. Why is your top heel working with this dude in a feud that's going to go nowhere? Why isn't he working with one of your top faces? What's going on here? Why aren't you using him to elevate another up and coming time? Like, why isn't Wardlow's actually been announced for a show outside of AEW? Why aren't you doing something with those guys?
Yeah,
it's stupid, and it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Yeah, AEW's booking the last couple of months has just been outside of like 3 guys. It's just been crap.
And the Ricochet AR Fox match didn't, I could care less about that match. I could care less about
that was another. That match was another match where it was a good. It was a good technical match, and technically it was a good match. They're both really good wrestlers. What's the point? Where's the story? There's no story.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
And we'll see. I mean, AEW is AEW, but and then I missed the whole part with was some kind of doll or some shit with Haley Cameron and Mercedes Moné on Collision.
Dude, I got Alexa Bliss vibes. Alexa Bliss, freaking that stupid freaking doll. But I got the same crap out of that, and I'm like, look, I get it. You're trying to showcase this showcase her. Why? Why are you putting stupid crap on my TV? So yeah. You know how I feel about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you got Alexa Bliss with Lily. I mean, that's enough. And she did come out with Lily.
God, leg kick, my good. What brought her to the speed, dude? We're gonna talk about that. That whole thing pissed me off. The bad Akira Tozawa getting pushed out for that idiot. The ugly aftermath of what happened to Speed. Yeah, he got broken in half.
Yeah, and they want him to be in WrestleMania.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
All right, well, that's my GBU.
All right, my GBU, the good. I'm going to echo part of yours in it. Cody versus KO was freaking great. Freaking great. Very possibly, this match, just the brutality of it and the emotion of it. And again, you're in there with Kevin Owens, who's one of the best workers in the business. This was up there, in my personal opinion, as far as quality is concerned. This was up there with his match versus Roman at WrestleMania. This is right there. That Alabama slam through the freaking ladder. God dang, man. You could hear, I heard echoes of JR going, "As God is my witness, he is broken in half." That was the impact of it. And that right there is one of the things that I really think that AEW needs to take a step back and look at is, it's cool. It's cool to see guys with a lot of different moves and a lot of different abilities. It's cool to see a guy like Will Ospreay pulling out 6 or 7 different badass moves over and over again in a friggin' match and whatnot. It's cool to see stuff like that. But sometimes, man, you just put impact on a basic move. Like KO did with that package pile driver.
Yep.
Okay. Or just the regular pile driver. You put the right emphasis on it, man. It's even better. Even better. And when Cody got him in that Alabama slam, the pause, you watch what Cody does. He gets him ready for that slam, and he turns around and he looks one side of the crowd, and he just scans all the way back around, and he's like, screw it. And he picks him up and he kills him. And the impact of that was so freaking good. That's something AEW needs to take a hard look at and start thinking about doing that instead of having guys kicking out of finishers 3 or 4 times in a row. Stuff like that. Like I said, I love the type of matches. I do love the matches in AEW. I like that they're different than WWE, but sometimes the way that it's done is the way that it's the best way that it's done.
Yeah.
And the emphasis that they put on that was so good, man. Another thing, again, you guys know me, I'm a New Japan guy. We got the final card for the next New Japan pay-per-view, New Beginning in Osaka. It's on Tuesday, February 11th. Some really, really good matches, man, including what I don't know if a lot of people realize this. Our boy, we talked about this for a long time. Konosuke Takeshita is a guy that for a long time we were wondering, why are they not using this guy more? This dude has every tool, man. And this dude is going to be great. He's like, you take the best parts of Hiroshi Tanahashi and my brain just took a crap. But the guy's amazing. He's got some more gold that maybe I didn't know about. He is actually the never open weight champion in New Japan, and he's going to be defending that against Oleg Boltin, IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Zack Sabre Jr. up against Hiroki Goto. If you know anything about Goto, you know that dude's another one of those guys. He's just an amazing worker, and he has been forever. So that's going to be a fun match. I will support Zack Sabre Jr. until the day I die.
Oh yeah.
That dude is so freaking good. And more people, if Triple H has half a brain in his head, and he does, the minute Zack Sabre Jr.'s contract comes up, he will go poach that guy from New Japan. Zack Sabre Jr., best technical wrestler in the world today. Absolutely 100% best technical wrestler in the world today. And so much freaking fun to watch, man. So much freaking fun to watch. IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion Yota Tsuji defends against Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd is another guy that has to be on WWE's radar. Has to be. That dude's stock went up big last year. Huge. Has had some amazing matches. And that's another guy that if he's not, if his contract will probably be up here in another year or two, in another year or two. If he's not in NXT within the next couple of years, they're missing the boat. They're missing the boat on that guy. I did GP Tag Champions Young Bucks versus Los Ingobernables de Japón, represented by Tetsuya Naito and Hiromu Takahashi. Naito's getting up there at age. It's not going to be much longer before he starts to fall off. But Hiromu is another one of those guys, man. For a smaller guy, dude's awesome. And then, of course, the Never Whip Championship, Takeshita versus Oleg Boltin. Dude, I will be behind Takeshita forever. That's another guy. He's got to be on. You think about that. We should do a show on guys that WWE are going to probably try to poach at some point. Because there's about 6 or 7 guys, man, that if they end up going to WWE, their careers are going to go through the freaking roof. And Takeshita's one of them. That guy's got all the freaking tools. But that's my good. My bad. Anybody that watched Raw last week, yesterday, one of the big problems and one of the big complaints that people have been having is technical issues that Netflix has been having with their live broadcasts.
Yep.
And last night they had a really bad one. Right at the end, that whole thing after the Punk Sami Zayn match, it just took a crap. And fans, understandably so, were pissed off. Dude, I suck with names. You know what? You want to know why I do better with the Japanese names? Because I practice them to make sure I don't screw them up. And the English names, I'm just going, well, it's English, man. There's no way I could be that bad with it. And then I say it and I just completely crap the bed. So,
I'll give you my real name sometime and see how you die trying.
do you want me to have a stroke? Because that's how you make me have a stroke. But Netflix going forward, man, for the amount of money that they're paying, they need to get every drop that they can out of this, man. They need to figure this crap out fast. And because I was looking into it, and I do believe that if within the next year or so, they do plan to put the pay-per-views on Netflix. And if they do that, and that crap starts happening in the middle of a pay-per-view, you want to see fans melt down like, dude, they will flame that friggin' site so bad it'd be like Oakland burned twice.
Yep.
So they better get their crap together. So that was pretty bad. It wasn't too bad because it did happen right at the end of the show, but it could be bad. Hey, Miss Saren, appreciate you stopping in here. What'd you think about the Rumble? And the ugly, man. Injuries, dude. More injuries, man. And there was actually quite a few over the last week. There's been quite a few of them. some of the worst ones. Apollo Crews suffered a torn pec. He's going to be out for a while. Jake something from TNA. He suffered an undisclosed injury, but apparently the injury is severe enough that he's going to require surgery. So that's not good. Going back to New Japan, Young Lion Shomakato, dislocated, fractured ankle. He's going to be on the shelf for a while. He's a young up-and-comer in part of the Lions, the Young Lions. Powerhouse Hobbs, he just came back. He has an undisclosed injury. He was not cleared last week. Apparently, it's not too severe. So hopefully, he'll be back before too long. Mina Shirakawa, she also had an undisclosed injury at a Stardom show. She's down. They are not sure exactly how long she's going to be down. That's unfortunate because she was another one of the AEW's women's division that was starting to make some traction. Sami Zayn apparently suffered a slightly dislocated arm that he was able to work through. So hopefully he'll be getting better at some point. But yeah, man, the injury bug just continues to roll on, man. And you never want to see that happen, especially some of these really bad ones like that, like a torn pec. That's 6 months. That's at least 6 months. A dislocated, fractured ankle, that's 6 months. These guys are down for a while. So, and hopefully the other injuries aren't quite as bad. Jake something, hopefully whatever his issue is, it's not something that's that severe, even though it is requiring surgery. So keeping those guys in your thoughts, man. And hopefully they'll be back before too long. But all right, that's my GBU. Johnny, you got anything you want to add?
Just someone on Twitter pitching to WWE to do a Penta deportation storyline.
Oh my God, I saw that. that might. Dude. That's some Vince McMahon crap right there.
Yep.
That is Vince 100% would do that. 100% Vince McMahon would do that. Man, I wouldn't mind seeing you. You wouldn't mind seeing me going down with a stroke. That's nice of you. Apollo Crews going in for surgery. Yeah, man, that torn pec. He's gonna have to have surgery on it, which is it's real unfortunate. But okay, let's get into it, man. The Royal Rumble started off with the women's Rumble.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of shocked by that. I thought we would get the tag match, and then get the Rumble, and then get the world title match, and then get the men's Rumble. But they kicked it off with the women's Rumble. First two entrances were Io Sky and Liv Morgan. Totally expected Io Sky to be there. She was one of three Iron Man in that match that were there for over an hour. The actual Iron Man title, however, went to Roxanne Perez.
Yep.
Who was in there for the longest. Which makes sense because apparently the call up for her has already happened. So she's going to start appearing on main roster shows. And a good performance by her in the Rumble as well. That's another one that Tony Khan had it and he lost. But yeah, Io was one of the favorites on hand to win. She's the one that I picked. Unfortunately, she didn't make it. She was one of the people that was sacrificed to Nia Jax. Consider that however you want. But some good spots. Couple of issues. There were a couple of wardrobe malfunctions here and there. Pure Fusion Collective was one of those things where it was just like, why is this even happening? But
Right, he had Jordan Grace out there.
Yep, Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace did a really cool Death Valley Driver on Piper Niven, which was pretty dope. Good move by her. And Death definitely think that this year's Women's Rumble was better than last year's.
Yeah.
Of course, the Final Four for the women came down to Charlotte Flair, who made her return, Nia Jax, Roxanne Perez, and Nikki Bella, who was one of the 3 big surprises.
No, Brie.
No, Nikki Bella.
So it was a Nikki. Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah,
You're
it was
right,
Nikki.
Nikki.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy, number 30, Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
How do we even tell the difference? It's okay.
And you also had Trish Stratus, not one of the Final Four, but we had Trish Stratus there too.
Yeah,
boy.
The 3 big surprises, of course, were Trish Stratus, who I was just like, why? Nikki Bella, and Alexa Bliss, who came back
with Lily,
with freaking doll. God. Jordan Grace, I guess you could say, was a surprise, although nobody was believing that story that she was like, no, I'm here to take care of my mom's birthday. And I'm like, no, you're not. But she had a good showing.
She did.
The Final Four obviously were Flair, Jax, Perez, and Bella. Charlotte Flair, however, won out, which was Frank's pick. She was my second pick. I really thought it was going to be Io, and I figured Charlotte would be in the Elimination Chamber. Yes, she did. Alexa got the biggest pop, one of the biggest pops of the night. She definitely got the biggest pop in the Women's Rumble. The Pierce Scissors Collective, god damn it. Pappy K says best Rumble ever. I'm hearing a lot of people saying that. I don't know if it was the best Rumble ever. It was definitely better than last year's.
Yes.
It was definitely better than last year's. Was a pretty low mark. I would say some of the spots in the Women's Rumble, the Men's Rumble was actually pretty good. But that match with Cody, that's what that really put this one over the top, man. But Charlotte Flair was the winner of the Women's Rumble. We're going to talk about that a little bit more when we talk about the fallout from this, because there's a lot of people with a lot of opinions on that. Yeah, it was interesting. Next we had the tag match, like we were talking about, tag with the Motor City Machine Guns and DIY. This was the low point of the night, 100% hands down. This was the low point of the night.
With the women's, Maxine Dupree actually looked better than she did last year.
Well, it's not hard to look better when last year you were the drizzling shits.
Okay. And it was nice to see Julia and what's her name, Stephanie McCool out there as well.
Yeah, that was one of the big things. Was there was a lot of NXT representation. You had Roxanne Perez, you had Lash Legend, Jada Parker, what's her name? Stephanie McCool, and Julia. So you had 6 people. So you had 6 people from NXT in the Women's Rumble. So that was pretty good. And like I said, Roxanne Perez, she's already gotten the call to be called up. I don't expect Julia to be far behind. So she'll probably be getting called up here pretty soon. Actually, probably a couple of them are going to get called up there soon. But yeah, the Motor City Machine Guns match, man, I was just so disappointed in this match. You've got 2 of the best tag teams, period, in tag team in wrestling, and you give them, including entrances, 14 minutes. 14 minutes, and then there was altogether, I think it was either 16 or 18 minutes of filler between the next match. And I'm like, you can't give those guys another 8 minutes? You can't give them another 10. You got to put all this extra crap in here. And the thing was, not all of it was advertisement. Not all of the stuff, none of the stuff, the filler stuff was advertisement. A bunch of it was stuff. It was WWE stuff.
Yep.
So it was like, what the hell was this, man? For what it was a decent match. You know what I mean? Because like I said, you're talking about two of the best tag teams in business. But I tell you right now, if I were them, I couldn't help but be a little disappointed in this. Be like really, I mean, like, it's cool that they let him have the match on the show,
Right.
but at the same time, it's like you're not given a chance to really shine, to show what you're capable of, and to show what tag team wrestling can do.
And don't do it as a 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
When if ever has one team won 2 straight to end it before the third one? It always goes to 3.
I know at some point it's happened. I can't remember when it happened, but I can't remember.
But,
and now here's a question. Do you think if it had been a regular tag match, instead of 2 out of 3 falls, would it have been better?
Yeah. If they would
have
given them the time.
Yeah. I think it would have been better. I still think it was too short. I think if you gave them at least 20 minutes, they could put together a real solid match, a real good solid match. I agree with you though. I think the 2 out of 3 falls took away from it even more. But yeah, I was really disappointed in this. This was, I was really looking forward to that match because I figured they would give it at least 20, maybe even 25, 30 minutes. Nope.
Yeah.
But
if you're going to do that gimmick match, 2 out of 3 falls for whatever, if it's singles or a tag match, occasionally, not all the time, but occasionally make it a clean sweep.
Yeah. Especially if you're trying to get one team over as dominant. But yeah, that was probably the low point for me was that tag match. And then also, like you said, the interference didn't need to happen on a pay-per-view. Ron Simmons or Randy Orton.
Randy.
What?
Oh, yeah. I put the better than Randy Orton on hold for a little bit, just so we could build up some more contenders and everything. Ron Simmons or Randy Orton?
Damn. That's who I would go with.
That's a tough one for me, man.
No,
because I really like Ron Simmons, man. But I'm looking at Randy Orton.
No. Damn, that's who I'm going with. I'm going with Ron Simmons.
I was actually watching. Remember when the APA first formed?
Yep.
When I actually went back, I was watching. I think it was on Title Match Wrestling. I was watching a video of like the first time that they did that segment. That was friggin' awesome. The Dudleys was, we don't have any money, but we'll write you a check. A check. Oh man, but that's a good one, man. I'll have to. We'll have to save that one, and we'll actually do an official one of that. But so yeah, and then from there we went to the. So I don't know. I'd give that like a 2.5 out of 5 stars. The tag match. Then we had the ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship: Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. Damn, this was so good. And once again, we're doing the slow burn. That's true. He's fantastic in tag teams. Fantastic in tag teams.
Slowly he turns step by step,
inch by inch. We are getting the slow turn for Cody Rhodes. Slowly getting that slow turn back into the nightmare. I can't wait for it because that is legitimately where Cody Rhodes remade himself.
Can he please snap at WrestleMania if it's against John Cena?
Dude, I was actually thinking about that, and if they really want to put him over as a heel, that's the guy he needs to snap on. He needs to come out there in John Cena's last year in a WrestleMania moment and just freaking curb stomp John Cena and make it look like he took him out for good. That's what he's did. Like that would do it. Like if he snapped on Roman or if he snapped on Punk, that would there's a couple ways you could do it, but yeah, with Cena, I think it would be the biggest that they could do. And when he goes heel, man, he needs to go freaking hardcore, like all the way back into the nightmare mode that he was when he was in Ring of Honor in New Japan, and just be a trolling dick. But yeah, this match was awesome, man, and there were so many spots in this where I'm watching this going, I don't ever want to hear anybody say this stuff's fake, it's scripted, but like DDP said a long time ago, man, you can't fake gravity. Yeah. And that back body drop, Cody, that back body drop he put on Owens, and he dropped him right on the point of that friggin' ladder. When it was, and that ladder, when it's set like that, and that's like the most sturdy part of the friggin' ladder, and oh my God. And then he turned around and he put Cody, he did that slam onto that ladder in the corner, and instead of hitting right in the center of it, he skimmed it and he scraped his back all the way down it. I was like, oh, there's gonna be some talks in the back about that. Eric De La Cruz said, "Fly, Eagles, fly."
I hope so.
Good luck on that, man.
But
Super Bowl's this weekend, right?
This Sunday. But they both had man, the marks on their backs from both of those guys.
Dude, ladder. There's a reason why ladder matches are brutal, man. They are brutal. Dalton Edwards said John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. There you go. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, I'm rooting for the Eagles too, Eric. Hopefully they pull it out. But and then obviously that final spot, man. We thought, through the like if you guys were watching during the live reactions that we did on Saturday, the way they set that up, I thought either Cody was going to do a cutter off the top rope and go through that ladder on the outside, or KO was going to do a stoner through it. Like that's what I thought. I did not expect him to do an Alabama slam, and one of the most brutal Alabama slams I've ever freaking seen. Like I said, man, like I had echoes of JR behind me, man. Like, as God is my God, by God.
Broke him in half.
By God, he has broken him in half. And that was awesome, man. That was the perfect way to put that, because the look on Cody's face was Cody just went absolutely bonkers. Like how about Elijah / Elias joining the righteous? If they do something with it, I mean, it's cool. It's a cool idea. Now let's see him do something with it. I'm gonna tell you what, Tony Khan, that was another thing that happened over the Rumble weekend, is WWE announced their new show for Tubi, their Access show, Evolve, yeah. And what was I saying, guys? What was I saying for the last year and a half? Tony Khan's looking for a home for Ring of Honor. Tubi put out a statement saying that they were looking for original wrestling content for their channel. Tubi, which by the way is the fastest growing streaming service in the world. Okay, it's eventually going to be up there with. I really do think that because of the model that they have, they're going to be up there with Netflix one of these days. Tony Khan had a chance to put Ring of Honor there. WWE stepped in, and now Evolve's going to be there. Huge missed opportunity. Huge missed opportunity. Hey guys, I'm watching next. Awesome, sweet. Appreciate you, Big Daddy. But yeah, it was that was a big announcement that they made. And WWE making moves, man.
Yep.
But that match, like I said, getting back to just to put the last little bit on that that Cody title match. The way they ended that match was perfect. It's perfect. Cody had this look on his face like he was coming unhinged. And the announcers, they even put that thing in there where he was starting to unwrap that, where it was becoming a problem as a champion. And Ric Flair said this a long time. I can't remember. It was on I think it was Wrestling Pro magazine where he did an interview, and he said that to be a champion is a struggle against the inevitable, meaning that eventually you're going to lose. And putting the drama into that and showing Cody slowly cracking under the pressure, that's the perfect way to turn him back into the Nightmare, in my personal opinion. I think they're doing this perfectly. You know, sometimes doing the slow burn thing just drags things out, and it drags things out, and it drags things out. The way they're doing this, I think, is exactly the way they should. And the final moments of that match, man, it was fantastic. Freaking awesome. But yeah, Cody won. He now here's the thing. Do you think they're gonna transition to the Winged Eagle, or are they gonna make it go away again?
They make it go away.
Yeah, they'll make you away, but I wish they wouldn't.
Worst idea ever. Worst idea ever. How are you gonna bring that belt back? That beautiful, the most beautiful, in my opinion, wrestling heavyweight championship belt of all time. All time. How are you going to bring that back? Show everybody that thing, and then go back to that piece of crap.
They'll just keep the company logo front and center.
Oh, God. Mal, good God, Mal. What's wrong now, man? I'm blind, driving into a sunset, ran a red light, but it's okay because I can see green spots. Mal, please, for the love of God, be careful, brother. We need you here, man, and we like talking to you. So, good Lord. What did you guys think? Do you think how would you rate that match as far as Cody's run?
I wouldn't put it on top just because it wasn't as important. Like the thing with Roman. The thing with Roman took so long to build.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it took 2 years for him to do Roman. So as far as, just the in-ring work and everything, man, and how awesome the match was, I think it's right there with Roman. But I agree with you. I think the impact of somebody finally dethroning Roman after 4.5 years, was just, that's going to be the highlight of his career. That's going to be the highlight of Cody's career right there.
Yeah, this is 8th or 9th title defense, I think they said, since he won the title. So definitely a lot more title defenses, but
I think the match is up there with it's one of the best matches he's had since he came to WWE.
Yeah.
But all right, and then finally we came to the men's Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Latino Heat starting their match off.
Yeah. And where was it at here?
Rey Mysterio and Penta, 1 and 2.
Yes. Rey Mysterio and Penta were 1 and 2. Chad Gable was number 3.
First time ever having 2 luchas starting off the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and I know that, and I knew that Rey and Penta had some history. I know that they wrestled in Lucha Underground, and I was pretty sure that they were in a 6-man tag. It was Lucha Brothers and Rey versus, I can't remember who they were versus though. I want to say it was at the original All In, but I think I'm wrong. That was it was interesting. Now there was a botch. There was a botch in the first quarter of the match. Penta went over and he didn't quite grab himself fast enough, and they're lucky the camera wasn't quite there, but both feet did hit the ground, but they were like, no, it was only one, so there was a little bit of botch there, but Penta had a good showing. They're definitely working, trying to elevate him and make him a big deal. But let's see here. I'm trying to think who are the big surprises. Well, Akira Tozawa, the poor dude. He got replaced by YouTuber iShowSpeed. And look, I get why they did this. Okay. iShowSpeed has something like 13 million subscribers.
Yeah, but nobody knew he was gonna be there anyway, so they didn't sell any tickets because of him. That was stupid.
It's actually, he's got like 35 million subscribers. Or no, he's got 3.5 billion. He's got 3.5 billion views, and he's got like 2 million monthly subscribers. So I get it, but at the same time, why are you going to disrespect Akira Tozawa like that?
Yep.
You gotta make it look like he's going into the friggin' Rumble, and then you're gonna just take a dump on him and have him get taken out and replaced with this dude. It's like, come on, man. But iShowSpeed, and then didn't
He looked like Braun was angry about that too.
Oh, dude, man, who did he eliminate?
He eliminated Otis.
He eliminated Otis, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna have him in there, fine. Why are you going to have him eliminate one of your dudes? And then of course they had Braun murder him, which every people were not happy that he was in there instead of Tozawa and everything, and they were letting him know it. And but then when Braun Breaker and when he started running the ropes, I was like, he's gonna break this dude. He's gonna fold this dude in half, man. And that's exactly what happened. And I was like, okay, that takes a little bit of the sting out. But yeah, I wasn't happy with this, man. I'm like, because I like Akira Tozawa, man. I remember him before WWE, before Vince turned him into a joke.
Yeah, but you bring him in, he eliminates Otis.
Yep.
And you have Ludwig Kaiser in there for 6 seconds.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with the way they did this. But iShowSpeed gets in there. Jacob Fatu had a great showing, man. They made him look like a friggin' monster, which exactly as they should. Had a couple really good stare downs. Obviously, the one with him and Braun Breaker. We had a stare down with him and Roman Reigns. And I'm trying to think who the only real big surprise. There were two surprises, but again, everybody fully expected it to happen. Joe Hendry, TNA, the new TNA World Champion, Joe Hendry. He showed up. I thought with everything that he was talking with Cena that we would get a face-off between him and Cena. That didn't happen. Obviously, I think he got eliminated before that happened. And then, of course, the return of the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. That was cool. With his original music, which was also cool. So good to see AJ back. Obviously, the final entry was Logan Paul. Unfortunately,
Worst number 30 ever.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the final four were Cena, Paul, Jey Uso, and CM Punk. Punk got eliminated by Logan Paul. And then we had that really interesting exchange on the outside where Seth Rollins hit Roman Reigns with the meanest freaking curb stomp I've seen in a long time, dude. He hit him with both feet. And they did say that supposedly Roman is injured and he's out for the foreseeable future. Whether that's a work or a shoot has not been established. Maybe it's a little bit of both. Maybe he legitimately got his bell rung a little bit, and then they're also going to use that to, keep him off TV for a while, which is what they've been doing because he is a part-timer now. I don't know. That exchange on the outside of AJ, he's it. No, I from what I understand, he's okay. I didn't see anything about him being injured. after this. I hope not, unless they just announced it. I really hope not. I don't need AJ Styles being put on the shelf for his last year. I don't need to hear that. I really hope that that's not true. Then I believe John Cena eliminated Logan Paul. Thank God. And we were down to Cena and Jey Uso. And in a bit of a swerve, man, I said I thought CM Punk was going to win unless John's it was possible that John. Yeah, if The Rock didn't show up, I said it's going to be either Punk or Cena. Then I was watching this, and I fully expected after Punk got eliminated, I said, well, it's Cena. It's got to be Cena, right? No, they pulled a swerve, and Jey Uso was the winner of the 2025 Royal Rumble. And a lot of people lost their shit. There's a lot of people that are not happy about it, and they made that known. However, and I get it. I get it because there was a lot of expectations for Punk. There was a lot of expectations for Cena. There was a lot of expectations for Roman. Here's the thing, though. And this is and you guys tell me if you agree with me on this. By doing what they've done, yeah, I didn't see that. I did not see this coming either. But looking at this, what they've done is, one, what have we been saying that needs to be done? They need to elevate other talent. Right?
Yep.
And yes, Jay is 39 years old, but he's still, the way wrestling goes these days, you can still elevate a guy that's 39. Let me look at Kenny Omega. All right. Jey Uso is nuclear hot right now. I think the Yeet thing is stupid, but I understand how popular he is. Okay. You strike when the iron's hot. Okay, we had, we said this about, a lot of people was like, well, LA Knight was, he was probably, yeah, here's the thing. They should have struck with the iron is hot with LA Knight a year ago. Like a year and a half, actually almost 2 years ago. They should have struck them because he was nuclear hot then. Okay, he cooled off. They didn't do it. He's still popular, but he's nowhere near as popular as he was, right? Jay is nuclear hot right now. You strike while the iron's hot. Secondly, we all know that he wasn't going after Cody. Okay. We looking at the program he's had, we all know he was going after Gunther. Great. You're taking a guy, you're elevating him to into your world title scene to see if you've got something there. I'm 100% behind that. But the thing that this has done, this has made the Elimination Chamber, which, let's be honest, the Elimination Chamber is largely a forgettable pay-per-view.
Yep.
Okay. This has made the Elimination Chamber a must-see event. It has made it a must-see event. Yep. What were you going to say, Frank?
Said depending on who they have in there.
Well, we know two people that are going to be in there.
Yep.
We know Punk and Cena are both going to be in it. Cena was just announced. Punk won his match with Sami Zayn, so he's going to be in it. Next week we're getting Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul, which Logan Paul's going to win that. And then Seth versus Finn Balor. Seth will win that. So Paul and Seth. So basically the four guys, the final four from the Rumble are going to be in there. Roman will probably be in there as well, so that's 5. I'm thinking Jacob Fatu is going to be in there, so that's 6. And then I think that's it, right? Because I think it's usually 6 or 7.
6.
Yeah. So there's your Elimination Chamber, and yes, and the fact that Jacob's going to be in the elimination, I really do think that Jacob's going to be in the Elimination Chamber, and you're going to get that situation with him and Roman. So what this has done is it has made the Elimination Chamber a must-see event. Now, I've got Punk winning the Elimination Chamber. And I think it's going to be Punk, and I think it's going to be Punk versus Cody.
I hope so.
What do you think?
You don't think Cena's gonna?
No. And this is for another reason. Somebody else brought this up. I think it was JD from New York actually said this. Now I understand he's a polarizing guy, but he makes good points. You've got Cena for the entire year. There's no reason to pull the trigger on the finale of his story in the first 4 months. There's no reason.
There is if you want him to break Ric Flair's record.
No, he can still break. I don't.
No one
I don't
really
know that he's
cares.
gonna. I can still see that happening through the course of the year, though.
Right, but he's only gonna be here till the end of the year. If you
Right.
wait till September, October to put the title on Cena, you know it's coming off of him by the end of the year.
Yeah, it'll be similar
If
to
you
the
put
situation.
the title on Cena in April, you've got 8 months for him to be champion.
See, I don't think they're looking at that. I think they're looking at milking him for everything they can get him for. And I see that as kind of the situation that AEW had with Bryan Danielson. They'll put the belt on him in the last the last couple of months of the year, and then come next year, what I could even see them doing something similar to what happened in that one Rumble where they decided who the world champion was. How about that? How about that for a big giant friggin' Rumble next year, which is going to be in Saudi Arabia, right?
Yes.
It's going to be in Saudi Arabia, and it's going to be 2 nights.
Yes.
So, the biggest Rumble, in forever, to decide who the men's world heavyweight champion is, because Cena's going to vacate it. That's a big deal, man. Like that's I can understand why they didn't pull the trigger on Cena. I can understand why he's not going to win the Elimination Chamber. They will keep him in the high rotation to keep him legitimate, and then at the end of the year, assuming that whoever the world champion is, and here's the thing, it doesn't have to be Cody's belt. It could be Gunther's belt. If Jay doesn't beat Gunther, which that's another concern that some people have, that he's not going to beat Gunther, and that's a waste of a Rumble spot. But Cena could go for that belt, and that still counts towards the total, and he could still beat Flair's record. So, I can understand. Like, the more I think about it, the more I think I understand why they did not have Cena win. And why I don't think he's going to win at the Elimination Chamber. You disagree?
I can see your point.
But do you think that that's the right decision?
I do.
See, Tits McGee agrees with me.
Yeah, Tits McGee agrees.
What about you guys in the chat? What do you guys think? Was that the right decision to keep pulling Cena through the year and then strike at the end to take full advantage of him? I personally think that it is. But I'm not I was surprised, but I'm not mad that Jay won.
And if they're gonna do,
his official record.
Yeah, here's the deal: if they're gonna have Punk win, they need to wrap him in bubble wrap from Elimination Chamber to WrestleMania, because you don't want him to be Fragile Phil for that time.
Oh my God,
That was I was thinking, like last week. Have him win the Rumble and doesn't have any match until WrestleMania anymore. Just have him win and go home.
And if you're gonna have Fragile Phil at WrestleMania for the main event on night 2, if you go Gunther versus Uso and Punk versus Cody, I don't care who wins, but if Punk wins, fine. Then Cody needs to snap and go, like you said, full nightmare on Punk.
Yeah. Yeah, Cody. Yeah, Cody needs the transformation needs to be completed at WrestleMania.
Yes.
But yeah, I personally think that that this was smart. As long as everything plays out, I think this was smart. One last thing before we go, guys, because we are past time here. Go ahead.
And you have your girl, Io, got beat by disqualification. So now Liv Morgan is in the Elimination Chamber. Now Io will probably get in with their some kind of tag match, or not tag match, some kind of elimination match.
Yeah.
For the final person get in.
The final elimination, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I fully expect like the women's final is going to be, Nia Jax, Roxanne Perez. I hope not Bella.
Please put Julia in there.
Julia, I don't think so, dude. I don't think they'll put her in there until
they won't, but they should.
I think Roxanne Perez is definitely going to be there though.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then she's probably odds-on favorite to win the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
But you guys want to talk about this week, or you want to save it till next week when we got more information about the whole LA Knight thing?
Who the what?
The whole LA Knight thing.
Well, we can
The Drew McIntyre LA Knight thing.
We can wait because I don't think this is real.
I do think it's real, but I think it's
Overblown.
I think they're gonna turn it into a work shoot.
I think they will.
I think they'll turn it into, because my understanding is he was upset with it, but then after they went back and they all talked about it, that he calmed down. And because here's the thing, if it was just Drew, I'd say it was a work.
You're gonna see if a leg kick says next week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we'll talk about that next week then, guys.
Yeah, and leg kick with you with Flair. Speaking of Flair, the Flairs are better as heels. Trying to put Charlotte over yesterday as a sympathetic
Big mistake.
person in the middle of the ring did not work.
Yeah, it was a big mistake, especially since all the lead-up material that they showed for her return was all her heel stuff. So, but we'll talk about that. That we'll talk about that next week as well. We'll talk about more of the backstage drama and all that. But appreciate you guys being here, guys. Leg kick, Maldacino, Big Daddy, Guardian of Chaos, guys. Again, go check out Big Daddy's YouTube channel. Cool, awesome stuff.
Dalton Edwards, Eric De La Cruz.
Yep. All the new guys, Dalton Edwards,
Miss Saren,
and everybody that was lurking, and everybody that sees this later, guys. Once the video posts, leave a comment in the comment section and tell us what you want to talk about next week. Like I said, we do this. This is your show, man. But appreciate you guys, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.